this all about? This is all about capital T, capital G, triglycerides. Okay, before anything else, the scope of this discussion will be focusing on first the chemical formula and the structural formula of triglycerides. Second, how the triglycerides will interact and behave inside our body along with other anatomy structures. There will be a lot like a brain, kidney, liver, pancreas, name it. So it's gonna be like that. How it will be transported also. I'm talking the process inside our body. The biochemical processes, or shall we say, biochemical reactions of these triglycerides. Number three, we will gonna be discussing the sources of triglycerides, like that. Will it be natural or artificial? Number four, we're gonna be introducing to you the functions of the triglycerides. And then after that, I'm gonna be able to discuss the health benefits, the bad and the good benefits as well. So it's gonna be the entire process of my discussion. But this point in time, I'll be focusing talaga siya in triglycerides talaga, no other. But if I will proceed to another topic, I will go another live streaming, right? Because this is my weakness really. I really want to, collaborate all the topics in one live streaming because also I'm very, very lazy to, to take exit from the screen of my mobile phone and I will adjust to the, setting like that. Tapulan mo kay ko guys. Supposedly it should be like that. That's why I mixed everything in one session, all the topics like that. So that's my weakness. That's why I could have most of the times a very lengthy content. Okay? Forgive me for that. Okay? Because I cannot control myself also. Sometimes. Okay? But now I'll try my very, very best. Oh my gosh. Triglycerides. Okay? Ganon siya. So the first thing would ask, all of us will ask, where did this triglycerides come from? Something like that, right? Okay, the source, the nature, the originator. Okay, where did this come from? So makita niyo ang whiteboard, mga palangga. Okay, mga palangga, klaro na? Okay, triglycerides, TG, okay. We need to discuss first the root word before anything else so that we can understand further. Because it's the secret of understanding the terminology is we need to troubleshoot the root word. Because most of the times it's in there that you understand especially the definition of the particular root word. Because normally it will become a noun, an adjective, a verb, something like that. Okay? So now get the English. Okay? During the evaluation and scrutinization of the terminology, something like that. Oh my gosh. Okay, triglycerides. Okay, the word or the terminology, three. Okay, very clear, three in math. Okay, glycerides. Now, we need to identify, is this a sugar? Is this a protein? Is this a nucleic acid? Is this a carbohydrate? Or what is all about Sotero, this glycerides all about? Okay, now, if you see sugar, there's no OSE in the last three letters in this term, right? So, oh my gosh, this is gonna be not a sugar, sir. Wait, okay, option number one. It is a sugar. Okay, option number one, then we have to say question mark. Is it a sugar? Is it a sugar? Meaning you are asking for something. Okay, is it a sugar? Oh, ganon. Right? Option number two. Ganon. Okay, number one. Option number two. It is. Is it a carbohydrate? Ganon. Like that. Or the carbohydrate. I just cut off or abbreviate the carbohydrate as carb, huh? It's carb. C-A-R-B. Sorry. Okay, ganon. It is an acid. Oh, that acid. Okay. It is an alcohol. Ganon. Okay. It is a protein. Ganon. Okay. It is a nucleic acid. Ganon. So on and so forth. Okay. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sugar, carbohydrates, acid, alcohol, and protein. Now take note the word glycerides. It's different from sugars, right? Because the sugars end in OSE. For example, glucose, sucrose, fructose, maltose, trehalose, xylose, cellulose, cellubiose, ribulose, deoxyribose, ribose, and a whole lot bunch of sugars. Name it in organic chemistry, in biochemistry. Okay? Now, it ends with DES. Okay. Glycerides. Okay. So we have no other choice is to think for a functional formula, or let us say the carbonic functional formula or the organic functional formula. Okay, o sa man to siya, mo think din ka, oh my gosh, oh, number 1, if it is an ketone, okay, ketone, if it is a carboxylic acid, okay, like that, okay, it is really again a protein, like that, okay, then it is an ester, like that. Ester, not the name of the person. Ester is an organic compound. Okay. Is it an ether? Okay, organic compound also, like that. Number 6, it is an amino group or nitrogenous base compound or nucleobasis group. Okay, like that. Number 6, it is an aldehyde. Okay, like this. Okay. Now, 1 to 6, which of them looks the same in the spelling and in the sound? Sound, S-O-U-N-D. I said, glycerides. Which of the 6 here? Ketone, carboxylic, like this, ether, aldehyde. Aldehyde is very obvious, right? Aldehyde, glycerides. So, technically, this belongs to aldehyde functional group. Okay, and what is the formula of aldehyde? Try to remember in your chemistry lecture, aldehyde is gonna be like this. Carbonyl, double bond oxygen, single bond alkyl group, like that. We have also hydrogen ion at the right side. Okay, ganon. So this is our aldehyde group. Now try to incorporate with this glyceride here. So it is expected that it will follow this functional group. If I will break that down later in a structural formula and organic formula like that. And the tri is not an issue. It's just only a repetition. Double, tri, tetra, penta, hexa. It's not an issue here. It's only a description that that glyceride exists 3 times inside our body. Okay? Like that. So, klaro na siya. Aldehyde. Okay, go. Now, this is the tricky part. Okay, this is the tricky part. So, in science, guys, you will not depend only in one characteristic. You need also to troubleshoot other behaviors because some substances have duality purpose or even a typo or multiple functions inside our body. For example, if this will act as a ketone, for example, only for the purpose of this conversation. If we have this fork, will act as a ketone. Sometimes it will also act as an aldehyde. Sometimes it will also act as a protein. It depends on the biochemical synthesis and processes inside our body. How it be undergoing the chemical reactions of the body, something like that. Okay? Now, take right, glyceride. We cut that here. Glyceride. Okay? See, that is aldehyde. Okay. Glycerides. Okay? Like that. Okay, ganon. So, you will say this is an aldehyde. But we as normal people or ordinary people sometimes, for example, we don't know glyceride every time we talk in our kitchen. Oh, my friend, what is the glyceride? Nobody will talk that because it's highly technical scientific information. We will rather say sugar because that is common, applicable all over the world. The term sugar. In fact, you will not say, carbohydrate. You will not say like that, right? You will really say the most common sugar, like that, alcohol, that we use that every day. The terminology we use every time. Layman's term, something like that. Okay? The glyceride, it looks like for science information only, for additional knowledge, like that. Okay, so glyceride is an aldehyde. Now, this is a theory already, okay? if we speak about G-L-Y, and glyceride, specifically this contains 3 carbon atoms. Okay, so muna siya yung mga technique sa if you want to take up this chemistry or this chemical engineering, as early as you could memorize really the pattern and the technique because you'll be able to use that in your higher science subjects. Okay, huwag palaging solve sa mga problem solving. Di man na siya theories and principles good. The problem solving will be changed. Okay, so how you analyze it is the most important. Applying the principles, concepts. Because if you really keep on doing 1,000 problem solving every time, hina ka ang theory. For me munganga ng good ka. Because di ka kasabot ba? But if you goes back to the theory and the principles, which are the backbone to interpret and to understand the problem solving, then it's easy for you to solve really, guys. Okay? Like that. Your mentality matters the most during the actual examination because if you found very lengthy problem, you will judge automatically that it is difficult. Most students will be like, even me also. If the paragraph is 1 paragraph, 2 paragraph, 3 paragraph in one question, for example, in a board examination, and you will feel already that this is a very lengthy problem, then you feel also that it's difficult. No, it's not. It's only how it presented. But actually, you can still solve that by using a lot of chemical formulas, mathematical equations. It's only your mentality that label that is difficult to solve. Okay? That's very clear. So we should avoid that. Okay, mga engineering students, we should avoid that because it's only looking difficult, but it's not. Okay, especially if we have all the equations in our minds, formulas in our minds, theories in minds, principles and concepts in mind. No, it's not. Okay, one. Okay, going back to the glycerides. Okay, so 3, as I said earlier, 3 carbon atoms, right? Okay, guys, makaroon niyo ang whiteboard. This is your, treat me as your professor today, Engineer Sotero, Nepomuceno Jr. Okay, now triglyceride, 3 carbons. Okay, like this. Makita ko niyo akong whiteboard, guys. Nakakaloka. Mga palangga! Mga palangga! Hello! Hello, everybody! Hello! Hello, world! Hello, Philippines! Thank you so much for watching Ma'am Joyce Bartolaba, my batchmate in Naga National High School. And Mr. Edwin Lactos. Silingan! Sa Tingaan, City of Nagas. Okay, nakakaloka, diba? Mga silingan. Dito kayo. Dumagsak. Okay, now, glyceride aldehyde. Tingnan ko ganyan, diba? Ibutang na mo dili for the first carbon or for the second carbon if you want. Because this is dependent on what be able to react in each carbon, right? So, it's up to you where you put the aldehyde functional group, like this. Okay, guys, this is my weakness. I don't have a very big whiteboard or a blackboard to present my discussion fully, right? Because it's very small. In the screen, see, you cannot see, right? Okay, but just listen and get a blank sheet of paper if you want, so that we can understand further, and then we can ask questions later after my discussion, right? Okay, carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3. It's up to you where to put the functional group aldehyde because it doesn't state the numbering. Unless say glyceride number 2, blah blah blah. That's referred to the carbon number 2, but it's English general lang talaga siya. Glyceride, so we don't have to be worried where to put in these 3 carbons. Okay, let's say we put that in the carbon number 1. None. Again, there's a lot to remember. So carbon has 4 valence electrons in the outermost shell. Ganon. Ito mga electron configuration state of the periodic table. Okay, in our chemistry lecture. Something like that. So carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we will remember also the Octet Rule. Something like that. And the Lewis dot structures in different kinds of chemical bonding. So it happens here that there are 4 electrons in the outermost shell. I have to put now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the dots represents an electrons. something like that, okay? Valence electrons. Then we need to connect due to the chemical bonding, something like, okay, connect now. And then in the glycerides, guys, very obvious that we will put in the carbon as we agreed, first carbon or something like that. Then we have double bond, oxygen, single bond, hydrogen. Now, count. So your one unpaired electrons will be eliminated because the four here, something like that. So if you really understand, you can eliminate something, you can add something because you show it in a proper way because you understand something like that. Okay. Number two, carbon. Okay. Oh, it's okay now. So we need to band this. But take note. There's no OH here, in the center. H. Okay, like that. Always hydrogen will be bonded because in the rule of organic chemistry or chemistry, guys, carbon and hydrogen chain. Okay, it's always like that. That's why we have hydrocarbon because it's the reaction combination of carbon atom and hydrogen atom. There's no other else. If we speak about alkyl, ALKYL, alkyl group, meaning to say the CH group, CH, carbon and hydrogen group. It doesn't matter how many subscripts are having here. For example, methane, natural gas, ethane, butane, propane, heptane, hexane, octane, gasoline. Okay? Dodecane, decane, and chuba-chucho. Ganon. These are alkyl group in organic chemistry or what we know as the hydrocarbon family. Okay? This is very clear. Now, going back to this carbon here, so that's why I put hydrogen because CH only will be bonded, right? And then after that, in carbon number 3, single band. You don't have to put double band because in aldehyde, as I said earlier, the double band is only one at the top of the carbon atom in the carbon atom number 1. Okay, go carbon number 3, we have to put H here. So this is now the formula of glycerides. Ganon. So this glycerides is inside our body. We cannot see the formula inside our body, of course, but this is inside our body now. Okay, this glycerides. We just don't see it, but it works now, second to second. Inside our body, if we eat kabush, milk, bread, okay, like that, milk bread pa siya. And then white bread, like that, yellow rice, white rice, like this, chuba-chucho. Any carbohydrates, fortified food. Okay, like that. Muna siyang nakabo sa sulod sa atong lawas. And then, muna siya ha. Then glycerides. Then triglycerides. Meaning to say, you have still to triple this one times 3. Okay, so let's triglycerides. I mean, gosh, nakakaluka. Diba? So if you will be bonded too much with triglycerides, what will happen to you? You have a lot of carbon and hydrogen inside your body. Okay, that's why it cannot be digested immediately because you're overloaded with CH elements in your body. Okay, like that. So that's the main reason also you will become bulge, your stomach, or obese, or because too much carbohydrate like that. So imagine glycerides only 3 times. How much more the other food like this, blah blah blah, so and so, vegetables, fruits like this. You only do that from your rice, but still we have also the fruits. Have also like this glycerides, not only from the from the carbohydrates family or the food we eat every day, the rice, chapati, kabush, bread, brown bread. There's glycerides there, plus other glycerides also found in fruits and vegetables like that. Okay, so imagine you are loaded with glycerides, and so your triglycerides will be monitored every time. Okay, by yourself, or you will go to the doctor periodically because it can cause hyperglycemia, the over of glucoses inside our body, because this will convert also to glucose, okay, in the process inside our body. Okay, and then triglyceridemia also, hypertriglyceridemia is a disease also with too much triglyceride. And then other cardiovascular diseases, coronary heart disease, Okay, the hardening of the artery and atherosclerosis, the risk of any cardiovascular diseases. And the silent killer really for that is the myocardial infarction, what we call heart attack. Okay, it's a silent killer, something like that, because you're having too much triglycerides plus the cholesterol. Because if you try to read cholesterol and triglycerides class, the formula of total cholesterol is equal to low density lipoprotein plus high density lipoprotein plus triglycerides. So meaning to say, if your triglycerides are higher, there's 101% possibility that your cholesterol will also high. Okay, because it's in the formulation of the formula of total cholesterol. One component there is triglyceride. Before you can obtain your total cholesterol in your body, it's gonna be 0.20% of the triglyceride. If you add that to low density lipoprotein, high density lipoprotein cholesterols is equal to the total cholesterol. So it's just the same, right? So we need to take care of our triglycerides. Ganon, level sa body. Okay, ganon. Meron na siya formula ng triglycerides ha. Okay. Now, kung akong formula, okay, that is triglycerides. So, if we try to have a general formula, it will become, I forgot to count. Actually, if you count that one, this will be the result. Okay, there's too much things in my brain, so I cannot express everything about this, right? So it's gonna be C6H8O6. Alam, nakakaloka, Sir June. Sir June, I think that's gonna be the formula also with ascorbic acid. Wow. Vitamin C. And it's, oh my gosh, it's very controversial. Why these triglycerides have the same formula with vitamin C? Anybody? And then it has different function, characteristics, and properties and behavior during the biosynthesis inside our body with different substances. So nakakaloka, diba? Okay, so mausabi siya ang formula sa ascorbic acid. Okay? So, in short, triglyceride and ascorbic acid are isomers with each other, meaning they have the same chemical formula but differs in their structural formula orientation based on the rotation of the carbon and hydrogen orientation or positioning in the bonding. And also, they have different physical and chemical properties, and also, they have different health benefits. So those are isomers. Okay, if you remember our chemistry lecture, we have isotopes. We have also isomers in organic chemistry. Okay, isotopes, elements that contain the same number of protons or atomic number, but differ in their molecular masses or molar masses. Okay, or mass number. Okay, basically it's just the same, right? Mass numbers. Okay, like that. So, kung natin isotopes atong chemistry lecture, napod tayo isomers atong organic chemistry. Ganon. Okay, so pareho siya. Ano ang kalibog? Pareho na siya formula, guys. Ang triglycerides. Now, we need to break the structural formula of triglycerides. Because before, I showed to you, it's not really the chupa-chuchu triglycerides na exact rotation. Ganon. The arrangement, if it's in up, it's down, matuyok siya dito, mabalik ko, or whatever. Okay, I need to show you the exact positioning of the triglycerides inside our body. So it's gonna be like this. Just like tinai sa manok, back then there's a sharp pointing at the top. Remember, if you're going to the hospital, if you notice this, okay, and there's a patient, or shall we say, a sickly people, or shall we say, a person with a chronic diseases and then very, very extreme already, the condition, and there's a monitor, right? Monitor of the life, like a zigzag, like this, a tinai, then if it will function straight, meaning that the person will die, but if still like that, zigzag, the person will still be alive. The glycerides also is like that. like as a zigzag, zigzag, like up and down, and up and down. Most na siya ang yung formula inside our body. Okay? Now, we need to put hydrogen and oxygen and carbon. Why I said oxygen na? Because we are referring to the aldehyde. This is an aldehyde I spoke to you a while ago, right? Aldehyde has an O bonded with carbon. Okay? So that's why I say O. Okay, like that. So, ganon. So, you will determine the double bond in each corner. Tadadat. Tadadat. Ganon. Then you will check what's happening here. So, it will come to your brain cells. Oh my gosh, there's an oxygen here. Ganon. Oxygen. Tadadat. Diba? Yung naman siya guys ha. Okay? Oxygen. Tadadat. Ganon. And then, if opposite hydrogen and sa ubos oxygen mo yun yung trabaho ulit kaning hydrogen opposite and muna siya just like OH and H opposite with each other. What I mean, if you put OH already, you put H in the opposite, something like that. Okay, the rule you will never put both, you will never put in the same position, you will put opposite like this. Okay, O and then H in the top, ganon. And oxygen the same because they are both oxygen. Okay, here also, if the oxygen is the top, hydrogen at the bottom. Okay, ganon. So, ganon guys ha. Nakuha niyo ang point. Ganon. So, muna siya. Yung oxygen po dari ari. Ganon. So, tapat yun ang mga ka-oxygen. Okay. Now, if you are not really sure guys, count the valence electrons so that you will not become wrong. That's the confirmation that you are doing the correct chemical bonding of this particular triglycerides. Ano mo siya pagsabot guys ha? Okay, ganon. So, 1, 2, 3, ganon. So here, we need to put another reaction with the oxygen. Ganon. Be sure that your oxygen will be equal to, sa ibutang C6, C6H8O6, meaning to say, you will put only 6 oxygen based on this general formula. Okay? So, 6 yun yung oxygen ay kalibog. Ganon. So, ganon. Diba? Ano din siya? So, ganon. H. You should remember, guys, ato dyan siyang timanaan, guys, nga 1, 2, 3, 4. At yung na ito, ang oxygen mo double bond, na siya. Okay? You got the point? Mo double bond, na siya oxygen. Okay? Mo timan sa mong brain cells. Okay, count the oxygen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 oxygen. Perfect. Ganon, hydrogen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, perfect. Okay, because there's still hydrogen here. Hydrogen, ganon. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Diba? Ganon. Hydrogen here. Diba? Hindi na mo kalimutan guys. Napaka-hydrogen dari ari. Ganon. I-break po din mo siya para hindi mo masaktan. Tadadat. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, sarap. 1, 2. Tadadat. Butangan mo siya mga kuan, mga HH, macho. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ganon. Okay. Tadadat. Ano siya? Tum. Ganon. So, klaro kayo siya nga, sakto rin ang H. 1, 2, 3, sakto na siya. Count again. Remember, we have 8 hydrogen, so count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So perfect. 8 hydrogen. Ganda na, chupa-chuchu, right? Okay. Diba guys? Inuti man lang sa upat na hydrogen, a maximum of 4 hydrogen atoms will be bundled in that carbon. Okay, 4 valence electrons na ba yung siya? Okay, so don't go beyond. So if you feel that you are wrong in your counting, there's something wrong with your carbon there, whatever. So you will use your eyes to detect. Here, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 hydrogen. How much carbon? Here, blah, 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 so and so. So, muna ni siyang para may tabo kami higayon na. Nga hindi mo sa guys, why we say carbon 6 na? Because this is tri already. Okay? So, daghan na siya ang carbon. Kato ganina, glycerides naman siya. Okay? Before we are talking of glycerides, it become triglycerides. This is why the carbon is increasing. Okay, so carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, there are 6 carbons, right? Muna siya may tabo. Okay, so 6 carbons. Tama na, bingo. C6H8O6 is the formula, and this is our structural formula of triglycerides inside our body. Okay, ganon. Okay, so what is a notebook? Okay, done in the formula. Okay, but there's still another formula which is the more comprehensive. Later I will discuss to you. Okay, now we go to the sources of triglycerides. We are done with chemical formula, structural formula, molecular formula of these triglycerides, like that. We need to know the sources. Okay, triglyceride sources. Number 1, we have alcoholic beverage substances. Alcoholic beverage substances. If you keep on drinking alcoholic beverage substances, your triglycerides will become high. Okay? Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay? Alcoholic beverages. Okay, because the alcohol has an OH ion, it will react to the H in the triglycerides chemical formula. It will bond together and it will intensify to grow more your triglyceride level. There's an outlet for the OH hydroxyl group of this alcohol to react with H of this triglyceride, and bingo, they will be combining with each other. Kung asa ka dong si triglyceride mo, agto sa si alcohol. So that's why you get the point already. Okay, magpartner sa dito, uyag-uyag, muna, mutaas ang imong triglyceride. Okay, alcoholic beverage, or they will do something there, okay, to grow more. So that's why you need to control your alcoholic beverage intake. Okay, number 2, what's that? Okay, excess fatty food or oily food. Okay, this is also triglycerides, oily food, like that. So mainly the fat, okay, saturated fats, and the trans fats. Okay, like that. So these are number 2, okay. Number 3, though not all, it will be also coming from carbohydrate, okay, fat, and protein. Fat also is coming from the number 2. It's okay, I will just mention comprehensively. Okay, routine, like that. Okay, what else? Number 4. Okay, what else? Canned goods. Okay, canned goods, corned beef loaf, like that. Except for sardines. Okay, sardines have high level of omega-3 fats. Okay, that's why of all the canned goods, it's better to eat sardines compared to the meat canned goods. Okay, research that by yourself also so that you will agree with me. Okay, because sardines, salmon, mackerel, or tuna are good in omega-3 fatty acids. Because sardines also are inside a can, right? Maybe you will interpret also that it's also not good. No, it's okay, right? Because it contains omega-3 fats. But the taste matter already, because you don't like the taste, and then it smells something not good, like that. You don't like because others will say that's a poor food, P-O-O-R, food, and rich people never eat sardines, and you will discriminate that sardines only for ayuda, like that, relief goods, but you don't know the health benefits. It's more good compared to the spam, corned beef, okay, hot dog, whatever. Take note, the health benefits, okay? Like that, so you will just judge, mura na dihatag sa ayuda, mga sardinas. Imura siyang look down, but sardines has more health benefits compared to these canned goods. Okay? Like that. That's why you keep on eating sardines also. rather than corned beef, like that, beef loaf, beef loaf. Although the same nasusunod sa kan, but what I mean, if you try to compare, okay? Like that, so canned goods, except for sardines. Okay, canned goods, like canned fruit. What's the mean by canned fruit? Del Monte, right? There's a pineapple inside. That's what mean of canned fruit. Okay? The fruit there is being sliced and put inside the can. That is canned fruit. Okay, canned fruit. Okay. We have also canned juice. Okay, canned juice meaning to say no solid, only juices are there inside the can. That's canned juice. Okay? And we can juice meaning thrifty. Can juice, di ba? In Urdu or Hindi language, the meaning of can juice is very thrifty, don't want to spend money, he keep on the money at his hand, so that is can juice, right? Okay, this is canned juice. It, it does the same sound lang, okay? Sorry, okay, canned juice, not can juice, okay? Like that. And then we have also canned, okay, bottled juices, bottled. Okay, juices, bottled juices, and energy drinks. Okay, energy. You can notice, guys, all are manufactured beverages. Literally and technically contains high levels of triglycerides. Okay, that's why you need to monitor how frequent you buy these products in the market, or how frequent you intake this, because these are the causes that your triglycerides level will increase. Okay? That's very clear. You get the point? So these are the sources of triglycerides. Okay? Carbohydrates, fats, everything. Okay? Muna siya kamalikon. Number 1, alcoholic beverages. Number 2, excess fatty foods, oily foods such as fats and trans fats. Carbohydrates, fats and protein. Generally, for canned goods, canned fruit, canned juice, bottled juice, and energy drinks. Okay, so you can easily say, if I will drink juice from the fruits, it should be fresh. Coming from the fruit, you will remove the skin from the orange, and that's the better compared to the canned juice and bottled juice. It's fortified with additive, additional sugars, added sugars. It's not mentioned there, but they try to fool the consumers. It's really having the multiple sugars there. You're just telling no added sugar, but actually have. Okay? Because that's business. Okay? Like that. You get the point? So muna siya ang triglyceride sources, and we should be careful when. Okay. Now, after that, what are the effects? No, let's go back first the dosage level of triglycerides. Guys, I have my medical exam result. I have to check that out. I cannot remember. I can remember only my sugar, 90 milligrams per deciliter, which is pasok sa banga. You should have at least less than 140 milligrams per deciliter of sugar, blood glucose sugar, blood sugar glucose. Okay, but sa ako, pasok siya sa banga. Okay, that's less than 140. Okay, now, for triglycerides, talking about triglycerides, we have much better for a healthy person. You should have less than 150, okay, milligrams per deciliter. And take note, if the unit is not expressed in milligrams per deciliter in your medical result, then convert that into another unit. Usually it will be expressed in millimoles per liter, nanomoles per liter. Aduro ka maglaro-laro sa conversion. Okay, if you know really what's the value for that, for example, 1,000, like it's equal to kilo, ganon. 10 to the negative 6 is equal to micro, 10 to the ganon. You know what I mean? Nano, 10 raised to the power 9, mega raised to the power 6. Tanawa, try to look to your medical certificate, the unit, because I'm expressing the unit here, milligrams per deciliter, technically. Then if the units there are not expressed there, then there must be a variation of the figure, the number. It's not already 150, right? So maybe you will question me now, Engineer Sotero is telling that it's gonna be not 150. Take note of the unit because that's matter a lot. Okay, conversion factors. Okay, like that. Now you have the molecular weight, usually, if expressed in concentration, you will consider always, usually, most of the time, the molar mass and the molecular weight of a particular triglyceride, okay, glucose blood sugar, ganon, bilirubin, creatinine, mga deadly substances sa atong lawas nga mukil na to when we reach 60 years old pataas. Okay? Like that. So, less than 150. Then, this is normal or healthy range. Okay. Then we have also the high range. The high is chuva ganon, 151 to 200 something. Okay? 250 ganon. Okay. Then very high, ganon, we have 250 to 499, something like that. Okay? You get the point? Ganon. You don't have to be exact as long as it's in the range that you will be taking care of. This is not a literal, hindi siya pasok sa mga. All you have to do is to get the range, and it's still okay. Ganon. It's not really that word for word, you should scrutinize everything na wala kang masuk, one lang ang differentiation. It's not like that. Okay? And then the extreme, okay, it's gonna be 500 up. Okay, 500 milligrams per deciliter. Kani siya, chronic diseases will come in, such as kung di pang inon. Okay, hypertriglyceridemia, hyperglycemia, asteriosclerosis, type 2 diabetes, like that. Okay, cardiovascular atherosclerosis, asteriosclerosis, like that, heart attack. Okay, cerebral infarction, myocardial infarction. A lot of diseases will come in if your triglycerides is very high. Okay, because it will block and clog the transport of those nutrients into the nutrients receptor structures inside our body, or vitamin receptors. It will really block in the veins, VEIN, blood vessels, something like that. And then we need to eliminate that. Okay, ganon, through exercise and eating the right kind of food, something like that. Okay, klaro na siya ha? Less than 150 milligrams per deciliter is the normal range of our triglyceride for human being. And then high, 151 to 250. Di rin na maglaro, then you should be careful na. And then 251 to 499, very high na siya. So problem, there's a chance that these diseases I mentioned will develop. So you should be in the normal, safe range, 150 below. Okay? So you can do that by, intake of alcoholic lesser, not frequent. The food I mentioned earlier, okay, you should do it in consumption moderately, like that, and take note every time. What comes out in your mouth, and what comes in your mouth, okay, like that. That is part of triglycerides that we already discussed the sources and the health benefits. I did not discuss the health benefits. I have the bad benefits too much, right? Okay, hypertriglyceridemia. Okay, I have that hyperglycemia. No need to repeat it again. Okay, we go to the health benefits for triglyceride. Health benefits. If there is a bad benefit, there's also a good health benefits. Okay? Like what is the number one health benefit of triglyceride? Okay, nakakalimutan. Okay, it will provide insulation in our body because the processes inside needs a heating process. That's why substances need to act as a fuel. Okay, sometimes to have a better insulation to protect our body organs. Okay, heating process inside. So this will serve as a fuel and will do the insulation process inside our body. The insulation is not only for the buildings. Okay, we put insulation in the buildings to regulate, to control the heat, the temperature, not to become high, something like that, as part of the fire protection, like that. Okay, get the point. That is a passive fire protection system, because we have two types of fire protection system: the active fire protection system. We have also the passive fire protection system, and we have also the other one, which is the fire prevention system. And fire prevention system is the most important compared to only protection, because you only protect it happens already. But prevention, you need really to avoid not that to happen. That is prevention. Okay, muna to mga hot work permit, inspection of the field procedure system so that there will be no fire, mga administrative controls to clean the areas from flammable substances, ignition sources. These are fire prevention. Protection is only the equipment put because it is ready if fire coming. These are different, right? Okay, prevention is not the same as protection. Okay, and prevention is not the same as cure. Prevention really need to be proactive, not to happen. Okay, get the point. Okay, now the health benefits of the triglycerides. Okay, ganon. Yung ko na, provide body insulation. You can put that also in your blank sheet of paper. Okay, provide body insulation. Ganun chuchu. Okay, to protect the body organs. Ganon. To protect. Maklaro ninyo guys akong agi. Body organs. Okay? Sa anatomy inside our body. Okay? Like that. Okay, number 2. What else? There's a relation with the vitamin D. Okay, the transport of fat-soluble vitamin. Okay, fat-soluble vitamin. Okay? That's just vitamin D. Okay, or any other vitamins that are soluble to fat. Transport properly. Okay? Number 3, what else? Okay, what else? Since triglycerides, ako na yung answer. Since triglycerides are hydrophobic, meaning it will not combine to water, it will not mix to water, it will not be dissolved to water, but it is dissolving to fat. Just as triglycerides is mainly a fat, right? Then what will happen? These were combined to the lipoproteins. And what are these lipoproteins? These are cholesterols inside your body. So the cholesterol plus the triglycerides will go together and transport in our bloodstream. Like that. Because the role of the lipoprotein is to transport these fats from places to places inside our body, in the bloodstream. Something like, so they will combine with each other. So we have silang duha, friendship. These are, triglycerides and the cholesterol. Magkuyog sila. Di mo sila pwedeng bukod because they already have the same characteristic, something like that. Okay? So, it's gonna be like that. So, combine with lipoprotein, okay, to transportation in the bloodstream. Okay? Combined with for transportation to the bloodstream. They will go there. Transport to virtue makuyog silang duha. Si lipoprotein o si triglycerides. Okay. Now, since they are very dependent with each other, mostly they have the same function in the constituent and protection of our cell membrane. Okay? They are the major components in our cell membrane. This cholesterol, this triglycerides, so muna siya. So, if we have that, so they can regulate what's coming in, what's coming out in our cells, in our organs, because this too can improve the rigidity, the fluidity, and the flexibility of our cells in our body organs. This triglycerides and cholesterol. The only problem is not to go beyond 150 milligrams per deciliter. Okay? So, it has a beautiful functions inside our body. Beautiful meaning good. Okay? What is bad is over. Okay, now, if we have that functions, we narrow down that into general function. That is specific functions, right? General function of triglycerides, what are these? Very important so that we understand. Okay, now we have a lot of carbohydrates intake, right? Dili alakul. These triglycerides, will store the unused calories we have. Calories that are not yet born. Okay? That's the requirement talaga siya na ma-born. If your metabolism is very slow, you need to do exercise because it's not enough. You stored a lot of triglycerides that cannot be born. That's why mura ko inti yan. Fat ka, ang dilim dako yung burot and visceral fat here and abdomen. This is because of triglycerides accumulation. Okay, in your bile. Something like that. Because it is not being burned. It's always stored there because there's still a lot of glucose you intake, dili alatol, that needs to be burned first. You get the point? Okay, stored, unused. The term unused is very important. Unused. Meaning it is still not used for proper and normal digestion. Okay? Or metabolism cycle. So stored and used calories. Okay? Pwede lang kalimutan man ang sa triglyceride. Stored and used calories. Okay? So when we mean of calories, automatic, that would mean the 4 macromolecules that I discussed earlier. But most of the times, these are CH2O. CH2O meaning carbohydrates. This is the empirical formula of carbohydrates. CH2O. Not the CHO, ha? CH2O. Okay? But if we speak about combination, that's CHO. If we will say empirical formula or general formula, it should be CH2O. Because why? There's a lot of sugars. Yeah, daghang kay mo angkon na ng formula nga C6H12O6. Mosa na siya formula sa glucose, mosa na siya formula sa fructose, mosa na siya formula sa xylose, mosa na siya formula sa uban. Okay? Because these are the same family, monosaccharides family. Okay, under the study of sugar family, something like that. So CH2O is a carbohydrate, fat and protein lang sa siya. Okay? Alas actually include ang mga nucleic acid chupa-chupa sa mga DNA, RNA like that, whatever. Okay, so these are the stored unused calories such as carbohydrates, fats, proteins, and etc. Okay, like that. And to provide energy with our body. Okay, provide energy. Siyempre, of course, carbohydrates is energy production, right? Provide energy in our body. Ganun lang siya, as simple as that. So meaning to say, if we have triglycerides, that keeps us strong also, gives us energy. The same function with carbohydrates, protein. The only difference is if we keep that only at a high level. Okay, that's why we need to determine the characteristic and properties of this type of molecule so that we can understand really what's their role inside our body. So that we can prevent what food to eat, what liquids to intake, like that, blah, 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 so and so. Okay? Like that. So, muna siya, stored unused calories such as carbohydrates, fats, protein, like blah, 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 so and so, and to provide energy in our body. Oh, energy talaga siya. And then, makonfuse ka, why the energy drinks? Source man siya. Okay, but, nitaas lang ang energy drinks, kung nitaas kita yung triglyceride. What I mean, to those food sources, you need to take in control. The power is in you to control those foods I mentioned earlier that rich in triglycerides. Okay, so I mentioned already the chemical formula of triglycerides, the structural formula of triglycerides, the functions, the sources, like that, the health benefits. What else? Now, the last part, I will be able to discuss the entire chemical reaction inside our body. How it behaves really. Okay? So, get a blank sheet of paper so that we know what's gonna be happening, okay, inside our body. Actually, we don't have really to spontaneous on that one. This is only an idea what is really happening inside our body of the substances. Okay? Ganon. Okay. Now, in chemistry, if you love chemistry, if you love science really, okay, because admittedly, I love too much. Okay? Inom sa coffee for ma-activate akong brain cells. I need caffeine in my hormone, in my neurons. Diba? Hello. Diba? Wait guys ha. Ako umano ng structural formula ha. And after that, we will be able to intermission number, Celine. Ganon. I will be able to sing a Celine song after this. Diba there's a lot of Celine songs? Then after that, I'll be able to sing Barbara Streisand. Kahit ano na lang. And then Marco Sison. Ganun talaga, iba-iba. Okay? Like that. Para versatile. Ganon. Diba? Versatile performer. Charot. Charot lang ha. Kasi maglagot na ako. Okay? Yun yung i-interpret na dala ko. I don't care as long as I can present everything and I am very, very straightforward to discuss everything. Okay, mag-office ako guys. So while waiting, isa ako buhaton ng higayuna. Charot! Makaon sa ako o apple, tomato, banana, carrots, like that, ang palaya. Oh wow! Social. Charot! Charot lang. Okay. Di ba? Wala ko gutuman. Because there are carbohydrates here. Sure, 100%. Ang kunin ako mabuhi. Walay ko nga, walay kanon-kanon. O diba? Look at my stomach. Nawala ang abs. Charot! Di ba na importante ang abs? Importante lang yun na we should maintain our health. Right? If you are trying to become a model, product endorsers of a certain commercial products, then you have to do that because it's an attraction to the consumers and to the customers to buy those particular products so that it will be pleasing to the eyes of those people who will buy the commercial products. But then if you are not a model, you are not a celebrity, you're not an actor, you don't have to do that to win your stomach into flat or abs tuba chuchu. Health will be good. Only thinking for the health benefits, like, oh, I'm very healthy. Not. Just like me, with the blessings of the Lord and the grace of the Lord our God, I think at this age, I don't take any multivitamins in my entire life. Really, any kind of food supplements. In my system, I don't introduce that since I was a kid and until now. Of course, I use capsule if I was sick, but what I mean, I did not maintain that. Okay, and then tablets also like that, but there are a lot of, at my age now, 40 years old and above, they maintain ascorbic acid, they maintain vitamin D supplements, divided by the market regularly, as they maintain with me, nothing. So I'm very, very blessed. Because I read a lot, okay? I need to prevent something like that, okay? What's gonna be happening if it's more of because I already learned a lesson before, okay, of my previous, medical results. Na I have a fat liver, non-alcoholic fat liver, like that. So dito pa lang, sunod na jud ko. Hadlok jud ko guys, na fairness. Really? Okay. Kuan ko na buhay. In fairness. Okay? Okay. Because di man dyan ko mobile na mga content, whatever. Okay? Di ko nakakaka. Wait guys ha. Guys, our body will produce alcohol naturally. The reverse process of, esterification in organic chemistry. We can produce alcohol inside our body. I need to discuss to you the reaction for that. How can we obtain alcohol inside our body without an intake of alcohol? Because we need also alcohol in our system. Okay? The same as what the other, okay, the carbohydrate, the nucleic, we need also alcohol in our body. To the insulation, like that, for the fuel, the heating process of our body, and some energy also, like that. Okay? Inom sa kong coffee. Wow. Kapit ako mo man ha sa Triglycerides. Hello, thank you so much for watching. Okay, thank you, bye-bye. Napamudya mga friends. Kung ang signal kami sa Pilipinas because of the bagyong Octet. But I love really to do this live streaming regardless of kaloka. Diba? I think this topic of showing you the reaction, it takes a lot of time. I will cut this video and come back again Okay, well, I'll have my coffee in my little kitchenette. Kitchenette. Kitchenette talaga. Little kitchen, ba? Kitchenette. Ganun, like that, like the starlet. Ganon. Kaloka. Thank you guys for watching my live streaming. God bless everybody. See you later. Thank you so much for seeing me, guys. In the bottom of my heart, thank you. And I'm very, very grateful for that. Bye-bye.